Wha- I, I don't know how to explain. What do you mean this? If not the God I'm serving, the merciful God. Just stand here. I stood there until she came back to her senses. I think it's not going inside my mouth, you know. You know, the thing is that everybody's always saying, "Oh, it can never be me, it can never be me." Me, if I said it can never be me until life chooses you. They're like, you is you that we want. And that's when you know that Tuesday so cool. So that's the theme of this story, because you guys, this story shaped me to become who I am today. This is the story of when I changed from a private school to a federal school in my SS3 second term. Yeah, that was one of the most extreme things that have happened to me. So yeah, I hope you enjoy our video today. Thank you. The first thing I'm going to tell you is, why? Like, who does that? Who? Yeah. So why I changed was because firstly we're having some bits of complications during that season. So yeah, that was actually one of the main reasons. And the second reason was that my dad really wanted one of his children to go to his alma mater, which is Federal Government College, Ikotefene. So yeah, that's why I went there. Congratulations to us. I remember the holiday before then. I was like, I think we had one break like that. So everybody went back home so quick. Everybody went back home. Me, I begged and I begged and I begged my mom to come and pick me like before closing day, because most people had already gone. And I went and I was so happy. Not knowing, if at least I had known that was going to be my last time there with my friends, I would have stayed more. I would have soaked it in, but I didn't even know, because I actually did have my first term in my first school. That's Top Faith. So I had my first term there, but I had my other 2 terms there. So my things were still there. That was Christmas break. By the time I come back in here, Daddy was telling me, my friend had resumed. I was still at home. Was telling me, I was like, nah, this can't be. I was not like, okay, let me look for other private schools. Like, what do you mean? Because in my mind, the only program I knew that had anything to do with any kind of federal or state school was that, oh, if you get expelled or suspended, just know you're going to go to Uyo High School. That's what I knew. Not I was so confused. Like, I didn't do anything wrong. I probably had like such great results that term, and I don't even remember my results. I think I got like second, but I knew I had an amazing results that term. So everything, it didn't make sense. Like, I've been looking up to my SS3 for the past 5 years. So yeah, I was famished. I was sad. I was very. I don't even know if I should say depressed, but like I was always crying. I was crying. Everybody in my family knew I was going through a lot during that time. But my dad was so happy. Like, he was so happy, and it didn't make any sense to me, because why are you happy? I'm in pain, sir. I'm in pain. But anyways, that was that. Another thing was that, normally you're supposed to write an exam to enter a school. So I was like, okay, that when they're telling me to come and write the exam, I will just go and I will read so hard, so I will fail everything. You guys, my dad came back one night with my admission letter. I said, I was in awe. I'm like, what? I don't know how to explain. What do you mean? I was so pissed that day, because I was so set on failing the exam, so that you have no choice but to carry me to another school that was not that school, because I had no business there. Like, I didn't want to be there. I wanted to go back to my school with my friends and all the memories, like, and other schools that I had other friends in, like other private schools that I had friends in. Those were okay for me. Like, thing, like another common fear was that, in all these federal state schools, they're always cutting their hair. That's it. And the funny thing, oh my god, that was the holiday, that Christmas, that New Year was the time I cut my hair. Like, I just woke up and tried to cut my hair. So everybody was not like, you have even cut your hair, you're even ready. I'm like, so you mean you want me to be walking around? Because I never went out with the low cuts like that. I just used to wear a wig or something. So that was I was not ready for that. I was not ready for that. But anyways, it turns out the SS3s don't cut their hair. They're the only ones that are allowed to make their hair. So yeah, as I was leaving the house, I was soaked in tears. I was soaked in tears. I cried because, okay, I went to the school to get uniform and some other documents, and the school was already depressing me from there. Like, just the sight of it, I was like, oh my god, I can't be coming here. This this can't be happening to me. I cried, my mom cried, my auntie cried, everybody in the house cried. We were like, we're all crying. But there was my dad, the happiest man of the moment. I cried though. I cried so bad during that time. But anyways, that was that. We went to the school. I think we had more documents, and the school is so stressful. The resumption protocol, if you think that top faith or any place is stressful, wait till you reach a federal school. They say, oh, you need this one. You need to give as much as this one. You need to give class this and this one. You need to do this one, do this one. Everything was so stressful. I eventually finished around evening. I finished in the evening and it was time to go to hostel. So I'm like, okay. They're not like you can't drive inside there. I said, I can't. So this all this luggage, my locker, box, everything. I'm like, so how am I supposed to carry it? I'm like, oh, bike will carry you. And if you know me, I have like two exhaust wounds, so I'm very terrified of bikes. Like I had this severe burns when I was a child, so I do not have any business intentionally going to a bike. Yeah, so I had to use the bike and go there. We went with the bike to the hostel. So at the hostel gate, I'm big and I look different. My hair was made, and I don't think the SS3 by that time I started making their hair. People not looking at me. The juniors are like, "Who are you?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm looking for Pauline," because Pauline was the only person I knew. Pauline has been my childhood friend for the longest since I was tiny. Like, but we hadn't talked since I moved out from because of NI. So yeah, it's been a long time. I was like, oh, I'm looking for Pauline. That's I'm a new student, and everybody was looking like I was like a circus clown. Everybody was looking at me like, oh, did you? I think that was dinner time. So they were all going out and they were all looking at me. So Pauline finally came and we went to the car. Then we got my food and I forgot my clothes. I forgot my clothes in the car, so we went back to get that. So now as we're going back to the hostel, you would never believe, like, okay, the whole time I'm like, okay, I'm just going to go very quiet. Nobody's going to know me. I'll keep a low profile. I won't make friends. I'll just be me. Like, because I was so angry and I just didn't want to be there, you guys. As I was just walking back to the hostel, because you have to pass like one old hall, like that, a old library, old hall, something like that, to get to the hostel. So I think the principal was having a meeting with SS3s about either exams or bullying or one of these kind of instances, you guys. The whole of SS3 was in front of the hall. You have to pass the hall to go to the hostel. So everybody was just there and they saw me passing and they all looked at me and they started cheering, like clapping and hailing. And I was like, ah! I was so pissed that day. I was like, oh my god, you guys, this is not the low profile I wanted. Like, I haven't even lasted 2 hours here and my existence has casted. My existence has casted like that already. I was so. Ah, But anyways, moving on. I went to hostel and all the girls were now asking me, oh, what course am I doing? Like, am I a science student? Am I they were in fact the funny thing that they only asked me if I was science or arts. Like they didn't nobody asked me. I'm like, no, I'm not science, I'm not arts, I'm not business, I'm engineering. I think they call it engine girls. That's what the girls in engineering were called. And like, oh, she's engine, and it was quite funny because that was the first time I was hearing it, and it sounded so funny. Like, what's engine? But yeah, so I met people and I was like, hi, hi. And then Pauline now carried me inside the hall and yeah, that's it for the first day. The next day, I realized they had these classes by like 6, 5 a.m. in the morning. And I was like, there's nothing in this world. Like there was nothing in this life that was going to make me go to school in the morning. You go to school, like they used to have those classes like around 5, 6 in the morning. You go for breakfast, you come back and have a full day of class. You go and eat, go to have siesta, very tiny siesta. Then you go back out for prep. They have those classes again. I said no. I never went for any of them. No, I wasn't doing that. That was not for me. Number one, toilets. The water closet was non-existent. It was a freaking pit. Abby, that just one that they shit and flush it. Flush it like I think it's a pit toilet. Yeah, it's definitely a pit toilet. So you had to like excuse yourself in either a bucket or something. They used to call it shit buckets. That's crazy, but like that was the life. I hope they have shall changed the situation. Because if you're seeing this and you're able to make one kind of change or the other, please do that. My babies are in that school and I'll really appreciate that they don't have to go through that. The hostels. So now the hostels are like You know how those NY, I don't know if you guys have seen those NYC TikToks where you see like a whole dormitory, like a proper whole dormitory, a whole like it's an open, everybody is inside one place, like all the bunks, like many, like 50, 100 bugs. I can't remember how many, but like they were plenty bugs. Like that's how it was. Coming from a place where I think we used to have like maybe the biggest rooms you have like maybe five, six bunks. There's some rooms that had four bunks, but like I think the average number of bunks were like six or eight. Yes, 6 or 8 bunks per room. So you guys, seeing, I was like, excuse, and there was no space. Now everybody has a corner. Like seniors, not everybody, just SS3s or some SS3s might have a corner. So the corner, those are the only corners. So if you have like 6 SS3s and in the dormitory, right, those are the only corners. Like every all the other bunks are squeezed together like that. Squeezed. I was like, they now asked me, do I want to stay in cell, downstairs in the main dorm? I said, please, I do not have any business in the main dorm. Please put me in a cell. They now had to talk with the cell girls, and yeah, I was in the cell, I was in cell two. Yeah, with Idara, Zubi, um, Eddie Young, and who else? I think Victory, but Victory left. Yeah, so that were us in the none of my cell girls were really cool, really chill. So the food, you guys. I went to the dining. I think the first time, the first week, I just went like sometimes. So I saw two meals that made me decide that there was nothing. You guys, they're rice and stew. The stew, the stew is like water, and you know how you are rinsing out the last stew to be put, either pour out or like pour to the main stew when you're moving from the main pot. That's how the stew looked like. I don't think because they're like a lot of people. They're like a whole lot of people. That school is, there are plenty, but that wasn't going to make me eat that food. And they used to eat raw with raw spices, like raw. That was the only way to make it. Because obviously, if it's real, like as you put the stew, the supposed stew inside the rice, it will sink inside like you're eating pepper soup. Yes, let's call it that, like red pepper soup. That's what it was. That's what it gave. It was. I was like, no, I think it's not going inside my mouth. No, and I think the beans and the time. I don't even eat fish. Like even the top, I didn't eat fish. But anyways, the food. I didn't eat food in that school. The only thing I started eating, I think around the end, I started eating bread because like their bread was really good. It was really good. I started eating bread. That's the only thing I ever ate in that school. But anyways, that's why I ended up with anemia, which is like lack of blood. My hands were white. Don't look at it now. It's focused on my face, so you won't see. I actually have blood compared to now, but my palms were white. I was white and sick and very, very sick. So, because I was only eating snacks, like snacks and cereals day in, day out, way out. Like that's all I was eating. And then some days, like every week, my auntie or my siblings or my mom, somebody will start bring food for me. They just be like once in a week or once in 2 weeks that I'll eat actual food. Until we started cooking, we were like, that's another time. That's another time. Okay, so the next teachers. You see how my face just went down? I was not impressed at all. I was not impressed at all. Like I wasn't even expecting anything, but they gave me less than what I was expecting. Apart from like two teachers, my economics teacher, because I was the only engineering student doing economics, and my maths teacher. Maths teacher was really good. God bless him wherever he is. Those are the only two teachers that really stood out to me. I can't remember any of them, any other teacher positively. That's why I'm saying these are the only ones that stood out to me, because I'm so sorry if you have helped me. I'm grateful for all the teachers in my life because you guys have really impacted a lot in my life. But for the context of this story, those are the only two teachers I can remember that did an impressive role to me. Yeah. So they were so nonchalant. They didn't used to come for classes. Like, and my English teacher, we never had an English class. We never had I don't even know if they did not allocate a teacher or the teacher did not used to come. But I think it was only once or twice in the whole of SS3 that we ever had English class. And it was just very, very somehow. Now, let me tell you about one very two men. One, Mr. I've forgotten his name. He's tall and fair. Hi, and students used to fear him. He's a very feared teacher. He's a very feared teacher. So what even happened again? This man, I wasn't doing the course because I think it was one of these building something, building not building tech. I don't know the course, but it's an engineering course, but I don't do it. I didn't do it in top it, and they don't even offer it in top it. So I didn't how would I come and start doing the course? So I told them I'm not doing this course. But everybody was telling me, just stay in his class, just stay in his class. So I stayed. And then one of my friends from my other school, Amanda, she gave me this camouflage bandana, and I cherished it because that's like when you give me something, I cherish it, especially when it's something I can carry around. It's very cherishable to me. It's carried around like, oh, to remind me of my roots where I'm coming from, that oh my god, I'm loved where I'm going. So this man, there was no duster. This man collected the first time he used my shoe shiner. He used my shoe shiner because I usually carried my shoe shiner around. He used my shoe shiner as board cleaner. This second time he carried my bandana, he just carried it from me and wiped the board. You guys, I need to like I understand teachers, maybe teachers in the federal school are, but why? There was no like there was literally no reason for that man to do that. I wasn't even a student. Like I don't know if he had a vendetta against me, but he just like carrying my properties and using it as duster. Why? I don't even have anything to say. Then this other man, I don't know his name. I think his name is Mr. Monday. I would in my life like this, if not the God I'm serving is a merciful God, because I don't understand why you would be using a whip, like a full blown whip that they used to whip cows on people's children. Why? Why? It doesn't make any sense. It's only that one is for God. Like I don't even have anything to say. But and I heard it's not. I heard the school told him not to do. They have seized so many, but he keeps on making them and doing the same thing. Like why? Why? I rest my case. What else? The classroom. There were so many people in one classroom. I think the only time you would ever see all the like a full class is during tests. You would never really see the whole class. Like I never. They're like somebody else comes. They're like, oh, I'm your classmate. Like, and then people are always on the hallways. Like, it, they skipped classes. Like, the class was sharp. And I think we were like 60 something in my class, either 50 something or 60 something. But we're barely 20 or 30 during classes. So yeah, those are my major culture shock. The things I would always remember about being there because obviously it was a good experience overall. So number one would always be my friends because I met the most beautiful people there, and because of them I would never really regret going there. So yeah, shout out most of to the ones I'm still talking to, Oswald, Zuby, and Pauline. I think those are the three people I'm always talking to till today. Then to everybody, especially my cell girls, Edidion, Idara. Yeah, I think those are the major ones I talked to. Then the other Edidion, the other cell. Yeah. So and a lot of people, Delight. Yeah, Delight, Adobe, David too. David was a really nice person to me. Yeah, there's just so many people. Yeah, but the friends I made there, I love you. Yeah, that's that. Then the next thing is cooking in hostel. Like I said the other time, guys, that was the major highlight because I did not used to eat. So we used to cook in the hostel. You know, these food are not students that have gas and everything. You know the funny thing, after they seized the gas, they still used to cook. We used to go outside because there were trees outside, bamboo trees and all these stand that they used to use for farms and everything. We'll go, we'll bend them, we'll now be training over the fence, training over the fence, and we'll come, we'll now carry all the nylons and strike fire and put, and we'll be cooking there. Like you guys, y'all don't know how to do this. You know how to be blowing fire and be cooking. love doing that. And then when we're doing it in the night, and then we're trying to hide from the porter on duty, and then they start coming, because we always used to skip night prep. So maybe somebody will now come. We now have to be carrying the pots to be running around and doing this, carrying our food. We used to cook rice, used to cook spaghetti. People used to cook soup. I don't think we ever cooked soup. Me and my girls. I don't think we actually cooked soup. We used to cook rice, spaghetti, and noodles, and then we used to eat together. That was really nice. That was really nice. Um, Running inside bush. I think I made a story time on that earlier. Let me make it brief. Skipped assembly. We were trying to hide and hide and hide, but the man kept on coming and coming and coming. That wicked man I told you with the whip, that was him. He was with the whip on the bike, now very actively pursuing children. Yeah, so we went to the bush to hide, and he sure found out I was there, and then he embarrassed me in front of everybody in the assembly because we eventually left the farm to go back to the assembly hall. Sorry, assembly ground, which was crazy. Assembly ground, guys, in 2021, assembly ground. Ugh, I hated that. I hated. And oh my god, there were some days when they're counting the first position, they score first three from each class. So imagine sitting down standing for them to call from JS1 to SS3, 8 to I don't even know where the class used to stop, but see guys, that was uh you guys, my house mistress. I don't even know. I don't know if the woman had a vendetta against me. I don't know. She enjoyed telling me what I knew, that I was fat, I was this, I was that. Like, woman, please leave me alone. Woman, please leave me alone. I know myself. Oh no, I came to school to learn. I'm trying to learn. Allow me to learn. The learning I was not even doing there, but allow me to learn. So, like, I'm not really sure where I was coming from. But I was coming back from home that day. I think it was either I came back from jam, or I was on one of my anemia breaks because I was always going back home to eat because I wasn't eating. I needed to take drugs. I had a lot of drugs during that season. So I came back, I resumed school, and this woman was the one checking in. So I didn't know that you're supposed to wear school uniform to always resume, because I resumed, I think, around the evening. I resumed in the evening that day. So it was evening, and I resumed. So I was wearing the day wear. This woman told me that she will not sign for me to enter. I will not be allowed to enter inside school except changed to um I changed to school uniform, and I told her that I do not have the school uniform. Like, I cannot change school uniform. That, like, I'm already in school, everything is already set. Like, just sign for me, let me do and go. I've already done everything in form. So as I said, they always have a lot of protocol in their resumption. And I wasn't aware of that because, like, I'm still new. I was still new at that time, so I didn't know that this was a set this thing that they don't used to resume wearing due. I don't know how I was supposed to know that though. But I was just standing there like at the top eight girl I would. I was like, no. Because normally I'm a very respectful person. Like, I would never on my own go out of my way to disrespect anybody, especially not an elder. I don't like problem. I like peace of mind, and it's not just good. I don't see a reason why I should do that. So the one was being very unreasonable. So that, I think my sister and my brother finally left because they were all standing like, she cannot change. Now how do you want us to change? Like, I could not change because I was already there. So yeah, allow me to go inside because there's no point for me to go inside and change and come back out. There was no point. And after that, I can't change. Allow me to. I'm still wearing your uniform. It's not that I'm wearing mufti. I'm still wearing your day wear. She told me I should stand there outside in the field, like in the entrance, the gate side. I should stand there. That she does not care if I'm this thing. That she should make sure I remember. I said, okay, we'll both stand here. I stood there. I stood there until she finally realized that, oh, okay, that's her. Then she now finally called me. I was like, oh, that I can go inside with my day wear. Thank God. I don't understand how she wanted me to stand there outside in the open gate and remove my clothes and wear school uniform. I don't know. But that day was very unreasonable. Very then skipping assembly and inspection is always so fun. And the funniest part about it is always like when you're running away from being caught, like you're almost caught. The time we skipped assembly in one, I know we walked that day, we walked inside one lab that was very, very inside. I mean, I was scared of saying there were like there were so many people skipping assembly there. Then inspection, this day that we skipped inspection, and then the principal was not walking around, and we're like very that day was very somehow, but we escaped as always. And yeah, those are my key highlights. So the first thing I would say is that I became more grateful. Like I became extremely grateful of everything, of my opportunities, of my exposure, of everything that my parents do for me. Because literally, I never knew there was a world like that. Okay, I knew, but like living there, seeing it, being there, being part of it, it really just opened my eye, shut my eye, and I'm like, there's a lot more to this world. Like there's a lot. Like you might think, because normally you know how everybody is, and everybody top it. My friends always complain like, oh, this. Because me, I always used to complain that all this busy. The school is so bad. The school is so this, my dear. When I got there, when I got there, my dear, I realized that you don't know the value of something until you lose it. You do not know the value of something until you lose it. Once you see the lot that you think you're going through, the lot that me I think I was ever going through. I saw a lot looking in the eyes. And the funny thing that everybody always asked me, they always came to my class like and sat down with me, and they're not like, oh, that I should compare the two schools. When I sit down to compare and to show them that you guys are living in, I don't know what you people are doing here because this space is not conducive. It wasn't a conducive learning environment for me. Yeah. So I became extremely grateful of everything I have and exposed because I got to talk to many people. I learned a lot. Yeah. Then I was able to reinvent myself because I was quite shy and okay, not quite, but yeah, I was quite shy in my other school. But when I changed school, I had the ability to reinvent myself, make myself whoever I want to be. And for the fact that everybody was always coming up to me, or not everybody, but like a good number of people were always approaching me because I was like the new girl and everything. So a lot of people approached me, and like so I was always mostly engaged in conversations and all. So yeah, I just became more outgoing, to talk more. I just leveled up my mental strength and all of that. And I also realized I was quite very smart because I was only surviving. I survived my SS3 solely based on the knowledge I had already learned in topic and my printed notes. Like I can only say probably 10 to 20% were from whatever I got in that other school because I didn't really learn anything there. Probably because it was the SS3, I don't even know, but I barely learned anything there. I'm not gonna lie to anybody. I was always reading my printed notes because I already had the printed notes. So all I was doing was like learning it, teaching myself. And maybe if I had any questions, I'll either go to the library or ask a teacher, depending on the teacher. Sha. But apart from maths, my math teacher helped me a lot. My math and economics teachers really helped me a lot. Thank God for them for showing that they're actually good people there. Yeah, I became closer to God because, as I said, I was going through a very dark time. I journaled a lot. I have a book, I have a journal that I wrote most of everything. And some days I go back and I read it, and I'm to just look back at it, and I'm like, girl, you'll be fine. You are fine. You made it out alive. Like it was never really that deep, guys. It was never really that deep, but I mean, that time it was the deepest thing that ever happened to me. So another indicator for me that I had really grown is because there, although I wasn't there that day because I was at home getting my treatment, I actually got second position in class, and that's really good for me. I was so okay, not second, sorry. You won't know. They just called the first three, I think, and Sha, you just know that one person first, one person second, one person third. So, anyways, the Sha called my name and doing assembly for like good results. I think that was that second term or whatever term, and also they told me when I came back, and I was so excited because that was like the first time I really had an academic award. Like I'm smart, I'm academically good, but just not really number one. But anyways, that's not really my business. My fight is for me, and my God, and my family. So yeah, I was actually really excited. I did that. So I realized that okay, maybe we actually have something inside of us. So yeah, that was really nice for me. I built a relationship with God because I became more exposed and I was seeing things differently, and you just needed comfort. I just needed somebody to talk to at every point of the day, and it just made more sense to me to have that kind of person in God, and it's beautiful. I highly recommend. So yeah, I think that is it. I think we've come to almost the end of this video, and I hope you, I don't know, either enjoyed, learned, or gotten, I don't know, inspiration, a consolation, something, or you just enjoyed my story time. But anyways, that's just a part of my life that I just wanted to share. In life, there are always situations, there are always seasons, there are always things that make us feel like, oh, I'm not sure, I don't know how I'm going to get out of this. Like, why is this happening to me? Like, you can have your life planned out. That's when I actually, because I had my life planned out. I was the kind of person that would sit down and I'll plan my life out from. I had already planned my life out from then to like I was 20 something. So you can imagine just at I think I was 14, 15. I think 15, yeah. So you can just imagine that at 15, all these just happened and my life started shifting from my original plan. So man plans, God opposes, but God's plan is always better than everything we might always or ever think about. So this is me telling you to hold on, hold steadfast, not to your own understanding, but to God's will, because at the end of the day, it's God's plan that will always prevail. So all in all, well, my dad did his part and he always assured me that I was going to enjoy it there, and I kind of did. Yeah, it wasn't a bed of roses, but it was my life. And when life gives you, you take it and you make the most out of it. When life gives you lemon, you make lemonade. So thank you for watching. If you've watched this, if you've reached this point, please just drop a comment. Tell me how you feel, how this video has made you. Like, if you like it, should we do more of this? And I've just really missed you guys, so I'm really grateful to be back on your screens. Thank you for watching. I am your girl, Cecilia.